Evening, folks. Friday night here. Well, up in, I'm gonna be all over the place. I got a lot of shit to do. You might see my back most of the time. Not most of the time, but some of the time. I don't know. We'll figure it out, eh? Maybe I put you there for right now. I don't know. We'll see. It's Friday night in Boston. Not really Boston, just outside of Boston, eh? I just did laundry. That's like pro tip, man. You need to go to the laundromat to do laundry. Go on a Friday night. Nobody's there. Nobody. Except for like the big families, which there's not a ton usually. I'm trying to cheat. I just washed my hands, but I need to touch raw chicken. Wasteful, I know. I'm just putting chicken into my drawer. Not really, I put that cling wrap stuff down. Yeah, so if you need to go to a laundromat, you should absolutely do it on a Friday night. Nobody's there. It's great. There's people there. There's not nobody there. But compared to like a Saturday morning or a Sunday or like an afternoon, absolutely can't compare. You walk in there, almost every machine's open. It's absolutely wonderful. Yep, so went and did laundry. That box just got chickened. This might have been a terrible idea. I don't know. Putting it in the drawer here. Now I'm like picking up things from the drawer that I didn't want to pick up. Oh boy. I got work tomorrow, or else I would just meal prep right now since I just cut all that chicken up. But that's alright. We'll get the rest of it cooked up tomorrow. No big deal. See, I'm picking up these little black things, which is like the foam, you know, like the non-slip. Can you see in here? I don't know if you could see in here. The non-slippy things, you know, like this, the black stuff. We'll do one more. Why not? 3 layers. Can't have enough, right? Yep, so did that. Work tomorrow. So that's why I don't got time to meal prep. It's like 7:15. Something like that. I'm cooking enough to eat for dinner. And that will be that. I already have some right there for lunch tomorrow. So that's good. Yeah. I still gotta read, which is like not recommended that I be doing this, which is what I mean is like delaying the reading, because when I do that, I screw myself. But we're gonna figure it out this time. It's gonna be all right. So it's been a year since I've been on the road. So many people have been asking, and by so many people I mean not a single fucking person, and at no fault of yours. You have no way of contacting me aside from that section in this app or this platform that I refuse to talk about. That chicken looks weird. Huh. Little flipperooski. Back at it. A year on the road. I left October 26th. Kind of. By left, I mean I left where I was staying in Alaska, because I was still living in the van. I've been living in the van since December 16th of 20? Yeah. Sorry, it took me a second there. December 16th to 20. 16th or 17th, somewhere in there. That was a crazy first night. I got back from Texas, and it was like 0 degrees. And I had winterized the van, meaning I had put RV antifreeze, so like the pink antifreeze, in the water lines. So when I did that, I don't know, but like, I was pretty sure you shouldn't run the heater with that stuff going through it. Because then I feel like when you heat that antifreeze up, it might like get into the heat exchanger for my hot water, like the faucet. So all of these lines had pink antifreeze in it, so that no lines would split open or anything, because it was, it was going to be frozen for, a month, 2 months solid before I got back to it. So anyways, I didn't want to run the heater and risk boiling, water in my hot water heat exchanger. Blah, 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 blah. December 16th when I moved in. Yeah. Been on the road for a year. What does that look like? Do I regret it? No. Do I love it? Sometimes. Just the other day, I got really angry and was like, you know what? I think I'm done with living in the van. That happens on probably a monthly basis. I just had like tripped over something, and when I tripped over something, I spilt a bunch of coffee. So be it. Like that shit happens. And I was like, man, like this tiny living is like getting really old really quick. I mean, it's not that quick. A year is pretty long to be on the road, just like continuously. Little white vinegar action. 8. These are done. I think. Knife. Maybe not. yeah, so on occasion I will get into these little frantic spits of like, I hate this, I'm done. And they're not really frantic. They're just kind of like anger and emotion driven. Like something will happen and I'll be like, this sucks. Duh. And yeah. And then I calm down and it's not so bad. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Dang it. Oh well. It's like done, but undercooked chicken weirds me out. Yeah, so oh, car doors. Thought it was somebody knocking. In that year, like I said, probably like once a month, I've had like, I hate this. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm gonna find a house. I'm gonna find an apartment. Call it quits. Haven't actually followed through with it. But for the first month of that, ish, it was like truly on the road where I was like traveling, having fun. That is like the exciting part. It then went back to like an in-place type living, meaning like I'm in an area for like a extended period of time, right? And that's not bad, but it definitely, all right, think this out. I need to eat dinner. I already know that's portioned out. I'm trying to minimize my dirty dishes right now. I already know this is portioned out for lunch. I don't know these portions. I need to portion it out, but I don't want to do that this second. What I need to do is get my broccoli in there and get that going. So, train of thought. 1 year on the road, 1 month traveling. Yeah, that's the fun part, is the traveling. Staying like in one spot isn't the end of the world. But when like you have a job and you're working, and my main goal is to like, I don't want to say just make money. It's not. I really want to learn and get good at what my job is, you know? So if that entails not making a ton of money sometimes, that's fine, as long as I'm learning. Where was I going with that? Oh, the on the road portion. That's the fun part. I think I've said that 5 times now. I don't want to waste the part, you know? Guys, where was I going with that? I think it sounded good in my head, and then I just lost it. you're on the road. Some of it being like on the road, like just gallivanting, having fun. Oh, making money. So like right now, right? I'm doing 75 hard. It's very difficult. It's like increased difficulty when living like the lifestyle I'm living, just because I don't have an oven to go cooking things in. I don't have a giant refrigerator to meal prep for the whole week. Like, oh, I'm just going to cook all 10, 15 pounds of chicken or steaks or whatever, all on, X day. Cool. I kind of can do that. Kind of can't. I'm limited by space, like big time. I'm limited by, I can't only cook chicken in the air fryer. Like, I didn't always have that. I can cook it in other ways, but that is the most efficient and the cleanest. So that's kind of that first world problems for sure. The constant driving, that's something like I was talking about the other day with somebody. Somebody at work. It was a random like engineer guy. Saw that I went to my van to go get something. He's like, "Oh, that's yours?" I go, "Yeah." Blah blah blah. He was like super interested in it. He wanted to like, I could tell he wanted to like see inside of it, and I'm like, you can't see in here. There's a dog in here. Most people would probably be fine with it, but also like I can't trust anybody there. Not for any particular reason besides like I can't trust anybody there because like I don't know them. And who knows, like if that dude's like one of the goody two shoes, like Mr. I always follow the rules. Who knows? So to avoid an issue, we're just not going to show them the inside of the van. Gosh dang it. Happened again. Tangents. I just get off topic so freaking easy. I think it was on topic, but it wasn't. Damn it. Making money. Like right now I work a bunch and I'm doing 75 hard. Gosh, man, driving. Whoa, dude, like how am I so forgetful? Like, gosh. It's kind of interesting when you start living this lifestyle, you realize how much you're driving, which like, you're like, okay, like what's the big deal? Well, point in case, like, okay, well, I want to sleep somewhere, in particular tonight, right? I want to sleep right next to the gym because I'm going to go to the gym in the morning, before I go to work. Cool. Well, the laundromat that I go to is 15 minutes away from here. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. Well, 50 minutes away from here, as far as the laundry goes, well, before then, I was working out again, but somewhere else, so I could take Pilot and run. Well, that's 20 minutes from the laundromat. So now I have a 35-minute commute, like just between locations, right, of doing things. Then it's the get the van ready to roll. Like, did I take anything out? Put stuff back in the cabinets. Make sure nothing's gonna fly off the shelf. Like, whatever. It seems petty, but it adds up. So I feel like this lifestyle is, I don't want to say it's inefficient, but it feels like it because, like, you're always having to go somewhere or having to do something to prepare to go somewhere. first world problems for sure. Not the end of the world. What am I doing? Like, that's not enough. Like, I'll just leave that. 7.2. Remember that. 7.2. 7.2. 7.2. Got it. I need to wash this dish first so I can pack lunch. Yeah. I gotta keep my phone plugged in right now because it sucks. I'm in the market for a new phone. So if you got any recommendations, let me know. I don't want to say I'm not an iPhone fan, but like, I'm like kind of not. Not for really any particular reason besides the fact that they're just insanely priced. Like, you can't get an iPhone for cheap. And I don't like need a new phone. This one like technically works. So that's another thing. Like, I can't bring myself to go spending $1,500 on a new phone. Before I get off way topic here, like, yeah, 75 hard, driving a bunch, inefficiencies in doing that. Like, oh, I want to go poop and I don't want to use the space toilet. Well, you're driving somewhere to do that. Typically, unless you're already parked there, then cool, good for you, that was efficient. So right now it kind of seems to chew up all my time, like all of it, every second of it, which is fine. I enjoy it, I like it, but it doesn't leave any room for activities. I was just talking to Mexican Johnny. He was like, oh, have you like explored any of Boston? And I'm like, no, not at all. Like, haven't done it one bit. That's not really my style anyways. I'm just not really a city person. I can appreciate them, you know, like, that's cool. I'm sure there's great things to see, you know, great places to eat, you know, check out, like, coffee shops, great, bookstores, art places, cool. But like, if I was gonna do that, that would probably be like once, and like that's it, you know. That's not like my weekend destination, you know, like, I'm not gonna continually do that. That's just not my style. So the aspect of being on the road kind of gets worn out when you're not actually living like an adventurous lifestyle in the van, right? So like right now, focused on working, learning and earning. So van life in that realm / lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, it's like way less exciting. Like, I'm working nonstop, which I'm grateful for. I enjoy it. I'm not like bitching about it. I'm working nonstop, and I'm trying to fit in like a couple extra things, you know, and it affords me no like leisure time, kind of. At least it would be considered no leisure time in the grand scheme of like van life, right? Of like, oh, I go rock climbing, and then I'm gonna go do this, and activity after activity, like fun. It's not really the case right now, which is all right, because again, it's just different priorities. With that being said, in a very short amount of time, I have stashed away a lot of money. A lot in my eyes right now. So living this way can be cheap. It's not necessarily. Those of you that haven't watched one of my very, very first videos, I did a complete breakdown on the van and how much it costs. None of that was gifted or endorsed or whatever. I paid for everything. I'm still paying for it. I got about I want to say I owe $13,000 on the van, which isn't much. I financed the build out, which was around 30,000-ish, somewhere in that realm. I don't remember the exact number. I financed that, or just paid for it just outright as I built it. I didn't take out a loan. I didn't get any handouts from companies. I didn't get anything like that. So my cost of living while on the road doing this is, pretty cheap. It's my car payment, insurance, and fuel, which right now sucks. Fuel is killing me. Which go back to having to drive everywhere to do every little thing. Really kills you. I mean, it doesn't kill you. It's just like, dude, like a year ago I was paying like $3 for diesel. Now I'm paying 100% of that. You know what I mean? Like 100% of what that cost was. Well, no, like 200% of $3. You know what I mean? That's perfect. So, and it's the same diesel. You know what I mean? Like it's not any better. It's not any more efficient. It's just the same stuff. Anyways, living like this can be cheap. I don't have space to just buy stuff. Don't really happen. Luckily, I'm not like a tech person. This is a good size bowl. I just bought this bowl. I'm gonna get rid of some plastic things. Pyrex. Guess what's on here? Guess what this says? Made in USA, baby. It's even right on the lid. A double whammy. Can we see it? You're not gonna be able to see that, but it says it right here. Made in USA. Oh, can you see it in the thing? Oh, are we gonna get it? Yeah, right there. Oh no. Let's get soaked. So a month ago, I started stashing away money. Not a month ago, 3 months ago, excuse me, August. Before then, I was putting every single paycheck into getting down my credit card debt. I have nothing to hide. Like I'm not, like as far as like my finances go, I'm not worth millions, folks. Not yet. Going to school, I had an income but didn't. I used my GI Bill, so I was getting $1,000 a month for living expenses while working full-time at school. That's perfect. Which $1,000, like, grateful for it. It's awesome. I did not budget properly to go to school. Did not at all. Period. So I want to say I left for school with like $7,000 or $8,000, like, to my name. And I always like to kind of have like a cushion somewhere, like as like a oh fuck, this isn't good. Like that one time I almost like totaled the van and flipped it. That would have been one of those situations. And not even for a deductible, but as in like I need somewhere to live like now. I need transportation now. So I had that much kind of to my name. I was getting $1,000 a month to live on, which it was Kentucky. Things are cheap there. I was not doing 75 hard, so I was not on a diet. But I was on like a diet, as in like kind of just 7.2. We got to remember that 7.2 and 8. 7.2 and 8. 7.2, 8. I was not on a diet. I was on a diet, as in like I was just eating cheap, like going to Save a Lot was the grocery store, and I was just trying to eat cheap, you know. Yeah, I think I ate out when I ate out on my dime twice. Mexican restaurant, Amish store. I'd driven one of the kids to go check a truck out. The deal was he was going to pay for the gas and get lunch, so I didn't have to buy that. Anyways, I lived very cheap, as cheap as I could. The van payment is like $500, so right there goes half my living expense for the month, right? So now I have $500 to food, fuel, insurance, phone for the rest of the month. Like, not happening. Like, it's not going to happen. Especially because that's when, I mean, fuel prices started rising quite a bit ago. It wasn't just super recently. So where am I going with this? Living cheap. So I spent more on the trip down than I should have. I didn't do like that many extravagant things. Like the one big hitter was taking the side-by-sides out in Utah. When I say side-by-sides, like it was just a singular one with me in it. In the guide, but that was expensive, and that was like didn't need to do that, but that was wicked fun. I'll remember that forever. Like, that was awesome. So worth it. Where am I going with this? So when I left school, got my first job, I was excited, but I also was in, I think my credit card had like 10 grand on it at that point. Yeah. And I mean, my bank account wasn't empty, but I was trying to keep as much in there as possible. And I tried to play it smart. Rolled everything over to a brand new credit card that had 0% interest, so that, you know, what I did have as far as debt went, it wasn't going to be amassing interest. So fast forward from the first job to August, got out in May. So got out on the job middle of May. So from May to August, I was able to continue living and pay down all my debt, the credit card debt. And since August, have been able to squirrel away $15,000 in the matter of 3 months. Yeah. So this lifestyle has some perks if you can manage it properly. Get yourself into the situation in the first place. Because, I mean, that wasn't cheap. Again, go back to that first video. It was like 30 grand over 2 years that I put into everything. And while paying, you know, the principal on the van, so on and so forth. So, is the lifestyle for everybody? No. Can you make a lot of money while doing it? You can. Not necessarily gonna, but you can. Am I, you know, do I regret the decision? No. Am I super excited every day to like wake up and be like, oh my God, van life? No. But I don't hate it either. You know, it's fun, unique, it's flexible. I think that's the biggest thing for me is the flexibility. I guess you could say I have commitment issues. I don't even need to remember these numbers because they're the same numbers every day, and I have them written down. But the other ones are 8 and 7.2, just in case you were wondering. Oh yeah, the flexibility. Like that's like super great because, yeah, like you can go. And working in the trades, like you can go wherever. You know, like I'm not restricted to, oh, well, I don't know, like trying to think of something. You know, such and such food corporation is only in, you know, Tennessee. Okay, well, unless you leave so-and-so food corporation, well, you're only working in Tennessee. So the flexibility is sweet, as being able to go wherever, kind of like whenever. I mean, all it takes for me is to, you know, go out in the parking lot and leave, and I could be wherever I want, essentially, in a couple days' drive. A year on the road, though, it's pretty good. I didn't have a vision for how long I was going to do this. Like, and I don't still. Like, I know it's not forever, because I was talking to a friend of mine at a wedding I was just recently at. And he was like, yeah, man, it's so cool that you're doing that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, it's great. Like, but as weird as it is, like, I would, not that there's nothing more than I would like, but like a huge part of me wants to get like a house just so that I can go back to like doing things. Like that's something that I like love. When I say doing things, like working on stuff, building stuff, renovating, like doing stuff. That is like the best. Like I love building, which I get some satisfaction out of that, like with my job, but it's not mine, so I don't see it forever, which not the end of the world, but it is cool to just see, you know, on like a daily basis or whatever. No, get out of here. There's no way. What? Is it because it must have dehydrated? Fuck. Dang. All that. 3 ounces. Yeah, like I just want to cut some grass. I'm like getting kind of close to just doing it. Like seeing somebody and being like, hey, can I finish cutting that for you? Please? Please? Yeah, I don't know why, but that's like, I miss that, like having a spot to do projects and stuff like that. I'll get there. Just, I mean, I'm just rambling. And you guys are going to watch me eat. It's probably going to be disgusting. 7.28. Just recently, there was a house for sale in New Hampshire. Yeah, New Hampshire. It was up. I went through the loan process to see if I get a loan right now. Nah. Too crazy of like a work history, or like lack thereof. Because for 6 months I was unemployed at school. So they're like, nah, bud. Like, you're making a ton of money and it looks really good on paper, but the longevity's not there. No big deal. But there's what looked like was going to be a really good investment property. House is a complete shit show, like complete disaster. Like it would have been a tear down, rebuild type thing. Like not even gut it, like tear the thing down. Yeah, that would have been cool though. Had a little project. What else is there to talk about as far as the year on the road? I'm not going to say anything because Tracy pointed it out that like when I say things, they kind of like happen. Faith pointed it out as well. I did crash the van. I mean, multiple times, I guess. You know, like almost rolling it in Kentucky. Smashing the Jersey barrier at work. Still feel so stupid about that. So dumb. Oh well. As far as the inside goes, like, we're in good shape. There's some grout that's cracked, you know, on the tile. This thing's probably charged enough now, maybe. I don't know. There's some nicks and dents, and it's dirty and dingy in some spots, but you can see like there's grout's cracked, you know. But honestly, I just found that the other day. Other than that, I mean, again, knock on wood, like we're doing all right. Whoa. Oh, I did. I found a loose bolt on the wall. I'm like, let me check all of them. They're all loose. I mean, just driving vibration. It's gonna happen. It's not like, not that big of a deal. It's just the wall paneling, anyways. Yeah. What else? What else? I think Pilot loves being on the road. I don't know, because he can't. I mean, he talks to me, but like, I don't know what he's saying. But he is probably like not the most traveled, because there's RV dogs, there's tractor trailer dogs, like there's dogs that have been, you know, more places than him for sure. But he's probably up there. He's got to be. Oh, the stats on 1 year. Just shy of 26,000 miles. It's around almost 800 hours of drive time. Or just engine time, I should say. Which boils it down to being like 30 miles an hour, like average. Which is like pretty bad. But, oh well. Oh, something that I thought was pretty impressive. For that 26,000 miles, though, the average is 16.1 miles a gallon. Not bad, considering it's a mobile home. Yep. Pilot. Yeah. Have no idea how long I'll keep doing it. Because I feel like there's going to be one of those days where I'm like so sick of it. Like when I tripped on something and spilled a bunch of coffee and made a mess. One of those days is going to happen, and I'm not going to snap out of it. Like it will just continue, like me being mad about it. So. We'll see, I guess, when the day comes. I think that's it. I refuse to be like every other YouTuber. But, dang. That is one thing that I'm very upset about. It happened in Kentucky. This I can get off. But I had a bread bag, like the plastic ones, you know? And the label was like, it's printed onto the bag, right? Well, it was laying on the counter. And I guess, I don't really know if it was a mix of humidity and heat, or if it was just the heat. I don't know. That label, like, transferred to my countertop. So now there's, like, a bread label, or a part of it, like, on my countertop. There's no scrubbing it off. I tried a razor blade, and it literally, it just scratches the countertop. It gets it off, but what am I going to do? Just scratch the whole thing off and just have this nasty scratched part of the counter? Like, no, I'd kind of rather just leave the stupid bread label, I guess. So add that to the list of like broken things, kind of like the grout. Ruin the countertop. Yeah. Where was I going with that? No.
Oh. If you guys got any questions, let me know. If you got my phone number, text me. If you got my email me. I don't do the social media anymore. I mean, besides this, because this is technically one of them. But not on them. Crazy stuff in that book, The Chaos Theory. That'll be interesting to talk about. I'll have to talk about that book after I finish, about halfway. Yeah. All right. Y'all have a good night, day, evening, morning, whenever you watch this. Later.